Well, good morning. Good morning, my brothers and sisters in the Lord. For this is the day that the Lord has truly made. And we should rejoice and be glad in it, because God made this day. We didn't make it. And the fact that you're listening to me, you didn't wake yourself up. God woke you up. And so because of those things that you didn't have nothing to do with, it came from God that caused your eyes to open up, caused you to breathe and all that. You should tell him thank you. You should give him thanks. Give him thanks for all the things that he's done. The Bible lets us know that in all things, we should give him thanks. We should give him thanks. Today, this morning, I want to talk about a certain spirit. Now, this particular message, give me about 5 to 10 minutes. It's not going to be popular. Many people who hear this message, you're not going to like it. Matter of fact, maybe I need to put my glasses on to talk about this message. Let me look a little more professional, I guess. Look more dignified, I guess. Let me put my glasses on. There we go. Okay, maybe that's a little better. Now I got my glasses on. I done slipped it on. And so now let's talk. I want to talk about the spirit of deflection. That's the one. Matter of fact, I'm going to take my hat off for this right here. I want to talk about the spirit of deflection. To deflect something, like when something is coming to a person and how they deflect it and cause it to go somewhere else. To deflect. Kids do this in the beginning. The Bible lets us know that foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction will drive it far from them. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. And foolishness is selfishness. Foolishness is I want to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. That's why the Bible says train up a child in the way that they should go. Because when they get older, they will depart from that training. But if you don't train them, then they won't know where to go. They won't know the direction to go in. If you train them in God, then they know to go in God. It's like that foolishness. If you don't drive that foolishness out of that child when they're young, when they're a baby, if you don't get to it and you don't correct it, when they get older, that foolishness gets older too. Then what, as a baby, you thought was cute, now you think is a trip. You think it's defiance now. It's disrespectful. It's all those things. It's no rules, no regulations. It's do what you want to do. This is what, as parents, you will create if you don't correct your child, if you don't drive that foolishness out of them. If you don't drive it out of them, when they get older, the jails, that's why the jails are full. The graves, that's why the graves are full. Troublemakers and all this stuff that's going on. You wonder why people act in a certain way. You wonder why your kids act in a certain way. It's because you failed them. You didn't drive it out of them. You didn't drive it out of them. And so from the crib, they've been deflecting. From the crib. When they want something, they don't get it, they deflect. They'll cry. They'll go through all kind of temper tantrums. They'll do all of that. And so now you're an adult. Now you're an adult and you don't get your way. You don't get your way. And so what do? You become emotional. This is one of the spirits and one of the forms of deflection. When a person don't get their way. Now you're not a baby. Now you're grown. Now you don't get your way. Now you're throwing a temper tantrum, a adulthood temper tantrum, where because you don't get your way, you become emotional. You become angry. You become angry at God. You become angry at him. You become angry at her. You become angry at the bishop. You become angry at the prophet, the apostle, the evangelist, the pastor, teacher. And see what it is that with deflecting, you're taking it off of you. Oftentimes when a person deflects, it's when there's a situation, that's something that they're caught in. It's something that they're facing. But because they want to face it, they want to act they don't face it. They want to act like it's not them. And so what they will do, they will create a scenario, or they will create a certain type of personality or character. It's almost like a hypocrite or an actor or an actress. One of the definitions of an actor and actress is a hypocrite. It's when someone's able to fall into a certain personality or a certain character to make you believe that they're them. And the most actors and actresses that are most effective are the ones that get paid a whole lot of money. One of my favorite actors is Denzel. Denzel knows how to hide into a character and convince you that he's that person. Now I'm talking about a hypocrite. I'm talking about an actor. I'm talking about that. Now I love Denzel. Now he's doing his job to get paid, but I'm talking about people who are not getting paid for it. Well, they're not getting paid for it on a check as far as in Hollywood. They're getting paid in other ways, but they're not getting paid for it, for their behavior in that sense. But in another sense, they are, because their payment is people paying attention to them. Their payment is people patting them on their back. Their payment is people feeling sorry for them. Their payment is people giving them money. Their payment is people giving them time and stuff like that, instead of going to the source and dealing with the thing that they need to face. Instead of facing it, they're blaming on everybody else. Blaming on everybody else. And it's a seed that started from the beginning with Adam. Adam and Eve, or the man and the woman, when God had called them. And it said, who told you that you was naked? Who told you all of this? And you know what the man did, Adam did? He looked at the woman. And he said, well, the woman you gave me, she gave it to me. And so what he was doing, he was deflecting. Instead of taking the responsibility, he himself saying, well, God, I'm at fault. I did it. I messed up. Instead of that, no, God, that woman. And then when he talked to the woman, no, God, that serpent. And so it's an Adamic nature. It's a fleshly, it's a sinful nature to always deflect or to get it off of you. That ain't my fault. I ain't do it. And from the beginning, the kids, babies, they do it. They'll throw a rock and hide their hand. They'll do it, but they'll blame it on someone else, or they'll be quiet, or they'll make it seem like it's not them, but it's you. Reverse psychology. It's not me. I ain't got the problem. You got the problem. I ain't got the issue. You got the issue. It's a spirit. It's a spirit. It's a spirit. It's a selfish spirit that wants what it wants, when it wants it, and how it wants it, and will do whatever it takes to get it. A spirit of deflection. And this is the very thing that's destroying relationships in marriages. This is a spirit that's destroying relationships. It's destroying relationships in the church. It's destroying so many things. See, because people are so unfaithful because they're not honest. They rather deflect instead of be honest. Don't deflect. Don't lie. You know what you did and you know what you didn't do. Why are you in this situation? You know what you didn't do. You know it's between you and God. Stop blaming the devil. Stop blaming everybody else. But say, well, it's me. I got myself in this situation, God. Get me out of it. I ain't going to blame this person. Well, if they would have done this, I would have been this father. If I would have been with her, I'll be this father. I'll be with him, I'll be this father. No. Your choice. Face it. Deal with it. Eat it. Grow from it. Expand from it. The spirit of deflection. That's my message. Love you.
Woo!